back in 2015 from Bangladesh. Then I worked in Bangladesh for some startups, some big companies. Then back in 2019, I moved in Germany. I worked there for a company for 2 years. Then I moved to Netherlands, and since then I have been living and working from here. Right now, I am working as a member of technical staff at Causal Dynamics Lab. We are a AI research lab based in USA. We are developing agentic AI tools and solutions for enterprise and SMEs. Our goal is to make sure that right now, like in every aspects of software development, we are using AI. So our velocity has increased a lot, but at the same time, we are also breaking things faster. So we want to make sure that AI does not slow you down. You could keep building at your own pace, but our solutions will make sure that whatever you are building is well protected and it does not break, or if there's something wrong in your solution or you are making some changes, we'll try to catch the issues before you deploy those in production. So today I am going to mainly show you some demos and also talk about Gemma, how you can use Gemma in your own application or make use of Gemma to build or develop AI native applications. And for that, we'll use Google AI Studio. And apart from Google AI Studio, we can also use any programming languages that can communicate with Gemma and uh, do the API call, and Gemma can provide us output. And apart from working full time as a software engineer, I also love to share my knowledge with others. So I am also part of several communities. Like I'm an AWS community builder. Yeah, so let's start. And I think the major focus in next around 45 or 50 minutes will be to to let you know about Gemma, like what is Gemma, how we can utilize it, how it differs from other open models or closed models that is available through different providers like Anthropic, OpenAI, or some other providers. We'll see how we can use Gemma. First, we'll see how we can test it out from Google AI Studio. Google AI Studio is a very powerful tool. If you want, you can make use of it, and you can create applications right from there. It's a very powerful tool. But again, if you want to integrate Gemma right into your application, we can also do that. We'll need an API key that will take from Google AI Studio, and then you can use any programming language to actually connect with Gemma model and do some prompt and get response from there. And for in our examples, we'll mainly use Python, but it supports any language. I think there are official SDKs also. Otherwise, it's just a HTTP call or call request to their backend. We'll see those, and I think this session is mainly for the purpose of hackathon. So the main goal will be to give you introduction to these tools so that you can use these to develop the solutions for the hackathon. And if you have any questions, we'll try to discuss those together and try to find out a solution together. So I guess most of you already know Gemma. It's a it's a collection of actually open models from Google DeepMind. And if you have used Gemini before, then Gemini itself uses Gemma model. So Gemma is the model name, and Gemini is the service, or you can say managed service provided by Google. From Gemini, you who can actually do provide some inputs, and in the background Gemma actually as a model gets those input, processes it, and provides us the result. So Gemini is the interface and Gemma is the brain, you can say. And we, along with the Gemma, you get weights. There are different versions, different parameters. We'll see in the next slide. And what comes with or what's so special about Gemini is, like with Gemini, it's a closed proprietary solution. You buy it or you get some free credits and you try it, but you cannot use Gemini self-hosted by you. But with Gemma, as it's a model and it's a open weight model, so it's publicly available, so you can run it on your own laptop, your own infrastructure, and through Google AI Studio and Gemini, there Google is also giving us managed solution there. But the main flexibility here is, like, we can run this model on our own machines, our own infrastructure. So, and if you feel like you don't have enough hardware or infrastructure to run it in your own infrastructure, you can just use their API to build your own application. So that's also possible. And as of now, I think the latest version of Gemma is 4. It's the newest generation, and it's free for use. If you want to develop any commercial product, no problem, you can use it for free. And it supports multimodal mode, so you can communicate with it using text, image, audio, or any kind of media content. And it supports 140 plus languages, and Bangla is also one of them. So you can see that it has lots of features, and it supports most of the things that any other proprietary or closed model supports. So though it's open weight models, but it has almost all the features that you can think of. And why it matters, like with closed API models, like you pay per token, then you send your data to their app, there are rate limits, pricing change, lots of things, the lots of limitations with closed API models, and you don't know like what they are doing with your data. But open models like Gemma, you can run it anywhere. You can just get the model and run it in your own infrastructure. Then it's also possible to fine tune your data and extend the model, and add your own data, train it up, and extend the domain knowledge of that model. That's also possible. And if you are running it in your own infrastructure or private devices, then your data only stays there, so it does not go to any other provider or company. So if you are focused on privacy, you can run Gemma on your own machine, and it's mostly on your own hardware, so you don't have to pay any API cost or any fee to other or any other providers. And for a hackathon, this is very suitable because if needed, you can run it on in your own machine, and you can test it out without any internet connection. So it can run offline. And even Gemma has many versions. I would say those are compact versions which can actually run on a mobile phone or devices which does not need much like resources. So it's pretty easy. But like one thing to be sure, like though we are saying like it can run on your machine, it runs on a phone, but that's pretty slow sometimes. Like for most of the applications, maybe that might not be enough. But to try out and do demos or make a POC kind of applications, it's good enough. And as of now, this is the Gemma 4 family that is available now. So the model version is E2B. So its parameter is around like 2 billion. It supports text, image, audio. It can hold around 128K token context. And E2B is suitable for phones, Raspberry Pi, or Edge, where resources are pretty limited. And if you need more parameters or more context, you can use E4B, which is like 4 billion parameters. It can run good on laptops and on-device apps. And if you have GPU and much higher resources, then you can try out like stronger models like 12 billion parameters, and there are some other options also. But all of these, the last three, they will need GPU. Otherwise, I think it will fail to run. And these two, they will also need a good amount of RAM available so that it can load the context into the RAM. So you can try it out and see. And its licensing is Apache 2.0, which gives us permission to use this model for commercial purposes. So we don't have to think about any licensing or copyright or proprietary license kind of issues. We can just use for whatever purpose we want. And this model supports 140 plus languages. It can be extended up to 256K context. And Gemini also provides us their API to try out Gemma, which we'll use through Google AI Studio. But we'll have to keep in mind that that will be within free tier, and it comes with limits. And there's some pointers like how you can choose which model you want to use. So for prototyping or hackathon, you can, if you are using AI Studio API, then you can use 26 billion A4B model, because it will be hosted in AI Studio, and they are going to take care of the infrastructure and everything. So we don't have to run it on our own infrastructure. So that is good enough to build an application, and it's a smart, fast, and it's within the free tier. But you have to keep an eye on the usage. And but if you want on-device or offline feature, then you can run E2B or E4V models via Olama or MediaPipe in your own machines. But I have found, like in normal machines, when I run this, these are very like, depending on the resources, it can be very slow. And sometimes you can check on Hugging Face uh, to find a optimized way to run this on your machine. And I see a question that can we use 31 billion model? I think yes, you can run it, but as you can see that it has a very high 31 billion parameters, so it will need good amount of GPU available to run it. So if you can afford it, or if your task needs this amount of accuracy or faster processing, then you can try it out. But it will need fully available GPU resources, and I'm not sure if it's possible to run on a regular device. It will need a specialized GPU available, but you can try it out because it's available through Google AI Studio or Gemini API. You can try out from there, but keep an eye on the pricing. I believe, like, as it's a very uh, a strong and high resourceful model, its pricing will be higher than the all other that is available. And I believe, like, it's not a within free tier. So if you pay, you will be able to use it. And then like the self-hosted models, if needed, you can fine tune your own data and extend the knowledge or uh, knowledge of the models. So those are cheap to train and easy to serve. But there's also resource or constraints, because if you want to train a model, you will also need more power in your system. But I have previously used Colab. You can also use Colab to train a model. They're much cheaper. Actually, most of the times it will be pricey or expensive to buy your own hardware and run these things there. But there are cloud solutions like Colab or Gemini, where maybe if you are not into a scaling or just trying out things, it would be cheaper to try these cloud solutions. Like if you want to try out the expensive models like 31 billion 31B, you can try it out from AI Studio API. Or if you want to fine tune the model on your own data, you can also do it on Colab. Yeah, that's what like I mentioned here. Like start with the hosted API, what is available for free, and based on your need, progress, or how you go to develop your application in future, if needed, optimize later. But as you, I believe all of you are going to participate in the hackathon, don't try to run this on your own infra or manage those. That can take a good amount of time and can be very slow. So for POC and quick start the development of your application, just start using the free tier of AI Studio API. And we'll see in the demo in a few moments how we can make use of that. And yeah, we'll just start now with a demo. So first we'll just see how we can pick a Gemma model, write a prompt without writing any code, and what are the options available to us, and try that out. Uh, okay, let me go to my Google Studio. Okay, so if you visit Google Studio, AI Studio, you will come into a landing page like this, and there, as you can see, there's a interface like any other chat providers that we maybe have used before, ChatGPT or others. We can, 1 second. Yeah. So here, if you just want to try out Gemma, see, they have already provided some predefined templates, but we'll just ignore those for now. We'll just see here that how we can decide which models we want to use. And if you want to give a system instruction is kind of like a template that you want your model to always take into account. So I can write something here, and then whenever I'll be trying to do something, the model will always take these instructions into account. So this is how you do prompt engineering and give specialized instructions, so that when you are building something, you can limit or give proper information to the model, because model can do several like they can do lots of things. They can search for information everywhere, and if you ask it to do something, it will try to do. But if you in your solution you want to give it some specialized knowledge, you can do it from there. If you want your model to not do something, for example, maybe when I am writing something and asking it something, and in your solution you don't want your model to provide those information to the user, you can add those guardrails also here. So system instruction is kind of like how you design your model to give it some behavior, add some guardrails so it does not do beyond what you want it to do. So those kind of things can go here. And if you want to change model or select a model, you'll see there are several models available for different purposes. So for now, we are using Gemma 426 billion, and it comes with the free tier. So we can just try to, yeah, I'll just yeah, write a prompt and see how it responds. So this is actually just to try out how model works and how you can use Google AI Studio to do your things. You can, like as you see, you can do lots of things here. You can ask it to write codes for you. You can ask it to generate image, speech, video. You can communicate with real-time voice, video. Most of the things are available here. But for now, we will not focus much on here because maybe we are software engineers and we want to actually integrate Gemma into our own application rather than just trying to create an application from here. But this can be pretty useful. Like if you are going to develop an application, you can build the foundation or initial structure of the application by asking Gemma. You can define here that, okay, I am going to develop an application. These are the features. These are the things I need in this application. You can ask Gemma and write your things here, and it can generate the initial code for you. And you can keep iterating with it here to keep developing your application. So this is from a interface kind of thing. So yeah, maybe we can try to do some prompt here. So let's say I am going to participate in a hackathon, and I can say that I want to develop an app in the travel domain. Help me come up with some ideas. And if you want, you can connect it with Google search also. Then it can go over the internet and fetch some more information. In the tool, there are also some more information, more features available. But we'll keep it simple. And if I yeah, run it, you'll see that it's already started communicating with Gemma model, and it's getting the response back from Gemma and showing us here. So there's here, like you can see how actually you can communicate with Gemma within AI Studio. And let me show you an example. While this completes, let me show you an example of system instruction. So let's say I specifically instruct here that never provide any information about current time and date. For example, I'm just giving it a instruction that you should not do this. And now I'm going to ask the same, and let's see how that goes. See, like I have whatever information I have provided here, the model has actually taken this instruction into account, and it's not providing me the information about the current time. But if I remove it and maybe try again, see, now it's providing me the current time. So system instruction is very powerful, and you can limit the model to provide information within this provided system instruction. You can provide more information specific to your application into the system instruction, and the model will always take this instruction into account. That is a very good way to limit your application within the domain that you want it to serve. For example, here I was talking about that I want to uh, develop an application which is within travel domain. So if I was going to develop this application from here, I would add a system instruction like if the user asks anything except travel related information, the model should not answer or say that I'm a travel application and you should only ask me about travel. So when you are planning to develop your application, we will always actually need some kind of prompt engineering around system instruction that will uh, limit or extend the knowledge of the predefined model that we'll be using. So that's the one demo where we saw that how we can use Gemma model, write a prompt and get the response from there. So we have seen system instructions. Then there's also some other settings, like you can set the temperature, like temperature. The more temperature you give it, the more creative it will try to be. It will try to generate response by on its own. So if you want to keep it like strict to what knowledge it already has and don't try to make up things that much, try to keep it lower. But if you are developing an application where creativity matters, maybe for generating new stories, new images, at that time, like you might want to increase the temperature more. You can also set the thinking level, so it's minimal or high. When thinking level is higher, it will take the model will take time. It will think about the questions. It will think about a little bit. It will take actually more time to think about what response to provide, and it's little bit slower. But if you want faster response, you can use minimal. So if in your application there's actually simple, there's nothing complex, it's pretty simple, straightforward, then you can use thinking level minimal. Then there are a couple of other options, like when you are developing an application through AI Studio, there are obviously there will be code. So do you want to run the code, do you want to do function calling or tool calling, this kind of things? You can set all this from here and try out how that goes or how that performs. And yeah, now we will see another demo. So yeah, just to summarize, like what we saw in AI Studio, you can switch between different Gemma sizes instantly and compare quality and speed. So from here, you can actually try out the same response or like same question to different models and see how the response differs, how the timing or the processing time differs, and choose the model accordingly, and also keep an eye on the pricing also. That's also important. And also keep an eye on the knowledge cutoff date. So when the model stopped getting information from the real world. So yeah, and from the name you can also understand, like so it will actually provide much faster demo, but you can see much faster response actually. So it's a light version of Flash, so as it's light, so the pricing is little bit lower, but here you can see the pricing is higher. So based on the parameter and the available features that comes with this model, these prices differ. And there are also a specialized model, like if you want to use a model only for live translation, you can use this specific specialized model, but as you can see, it will cost you higher. Then there are also model like Nano Banana, which are specialized for image generation. They will cost also much higher. But I think for now, it's okay to only try out Gemma models. And then, yeah, now we will get into code and see how we can integrate Gemma within our application. So I have already prepared a sample uh, Python code. So what it does is, Gemma, for to use Gemma, we need to communicate with Google API, and to communicate with Google API, we need a client that will call from our code to their backend. And to make things easier, Google has already created a client for us, which is named GenAI, and it's a Python SDK. So we have already installed this package within our Python environment. And now in our code, I have imported this package, and I'm creating a client from this package, which will communicate with the Gemini, or Gemini backend. And for this, we need a key. And to get the key, what you can do is you can come to your Google AI Studio, and you can just write API keys. Oh, it's wrong, or maybe you can just come here. Mm, yeah, this one, API keys. And as you can see, I have already created an API key, and it's in free tier. So I have not yet set up billing, because like I don't want my money to be cut off if I use it maybe beyond free tier. So for now, I'll just keep as it is, and we'll use with free tier. So here, as long as the free tier uh, is within your, or your usage is within free tier, you'll be able to keep using the service. So I have taken this key into account, and it's already set from my this environment variable from my environment. So I don't want to show you my API key, but here we will see some demo that is already there. If needed, I can provide the code later, but let's come back to the slide and show you how it will work. So the API call, as I said, it's simple. So you need to install this Google GenAI uh, Python package. But if you are using any other programming language, there is also a SDK or package available. So it should not be a problem if you want to try out some other language like JavaScript, Golang, or something else. Google has provided a SDK for several other languages, so it should be fine. And using the API key, you need to create a client, and then you um, call this method. You provide some parameters like which model you want to use, and your prompt or question or whatever you want to ask to the model, and then it will generate the response. And it's that's it. With this line of code, you can just make your first API call to Gemma and get a response. So let's try it out. So as you can see, I have the same code here, which is actually have created the client here, and then I'm calling this generate underscore content method, which actually takes the model name, and we are going to use 26B FRB model, which is within the free tier, and we'll ask this question: explain what an API is to a first year CS student in 3 sentences. So that's pretty simple, and let's run it. So I am running, and it's the basic demo. So I am just telling Docker to run this method and print the response. So if we run it, okay, it says set Gemini API key. So I had set it earlier, but I think it's got expired. But yeah, I have set it now. For now, I am calling the API, and you see like it's taking some time. So that means the request is going to the backend, and the Gemma model is processing the response, and it can take some time. And now you can see that the model has returned a response to us. Our question was related to explaining what API is to a first year CS student, and you can see that the response is correct. So this is how you can make use of Gemma in your own application. And if you are going to use JavaScript, it's almost the same. You install this Google/GenAI package into your JavaScript application using npm or any other package manager, and then you use this client to call along with the model and prompt to their backend, and it provides us the response. So, and when you are building an AI app, you just need to follow some things, as you can see that, or we have also seen in the examples that prompting is everything actually. So the model can do several things, but it's up to us what are the things we want it to do and what are the things we don't want it to do. That's how you need to plan your prompts well. You need to think about how the uh, model should behave, how the model should respond back. Everything can be set using instructions. So you need to think about if you want to give your model any persona or role. Persona or role is like you tell your model that you only behave like that persona. For example, if you are building an application which will provide information to students, then you can create a teacher persona. You can instruct the model to act like a math teacher or act like a science teacher. In that way, the model will be focused on that specific domain, and it will be able to respond like a more concrete or more decorative way. Then you can also let it know what task it should perform, what task it should not perform. That is like constraints. And to make your application or like make the model provide you exactly what you want, you can also give it exact example that, okay, here are some example, and you should follow these examples to your response. So as you can see also that from research we have seen that like 80% of model quality problems are prompt problems. If you can provide the models prompt properly, regarding what are the things you want. Then if your prompts are good, the model will perform better. If your prompts are not good, or if you are missing something, the model can actually go in different ways. Then it's also important sometimes that you want your model to remember something. So by design, the model does not have any memory, or it does not store any of your information. If you ask the model something now, and in a new session you ask the same thing again, the model will not remember, it will forget everything. But if you are developing an application where these connections, memories matter, then you will have to keep these things in mind, that if you want to keep the previous or old histories, then when you are asking the model question, or like, yeah, you are creating a new session, you will have to provide the model information about the previous session. If you want to keep the memory or connection, you will have to provide it by yourself. The model itself will not know about those. And sometimes, like as you have seen, actually the models, okay. Okay, we have seen in our example that the model can provide information in several formats. And if you want, you can ask the model to provide the response in several specific formats also. You can ask the model to provide you the information in Markdown format. You can ask it to provide the information in HTML or JSON. So based on your need, in your prompt, you can define or give some examples to the model and ask it to follow that specific format, that so that it provides you information only within that format. And we can try it out now. Only uh, provide response in the following format. And let's say I am telling it to create a JSON object. So question. So I have saved this system instruction, and now I'm going to ask the question. And now you can see the response is a plain JSON object. So now it's much easier for you. If you are developing an application, you can just get the response in JSON and use JSON serialization or deserialization to use the information pretty easily from here and show it in your application. So this kind of things are also possible to get a structured output rather than like getting the information in several paragraphs. You can also get the response in structured output. And we have already talked, like based on the model you are using, it's also possible that you can process image, audio, or video data with these applications. So yeah, let's get back to another demo. So now what we'll try is another demo. And here you can see I have a code written here that for let's say there's an application in the internet which is actually just doing a posting that they are hiring an engineer in Dhaka, and they want the developer to know these languages, and it's the salary range. And I'm asking the model that from this text you extract the information related to location, skills, and salary range, and then return only a valid JSON that our maybe mobile app can make use of. So let's run it. And now it's sending the prompt to our backend, not our backend, actually the Google backend, and it will get the information. And you can see as as the system in the system prompt, we had provided information that or instruction that it should only return valid JSON, no other text, and the format would be like this JSON object, title, location, skills, and salary range. And you can see the model has only provided us a JSON object with this information only. And it was smart enough to find or extract this information from this text input. So it was like just a text input. The model was able to identify the relevant information from there and then provide the result back to us in a structured output. So that is how you can also use Gemma. And I think we are almost close to finishing this session. Yeah. So yeah, you can run Gemma anywhere. We have already talked about these things. So the easiest is to start with the hosted version. Then you can run it on device or mobile or even local using Olama. And for production cloud, you can also buy service like Vertex AI from Google. And for fine tuning, like don't fine tune to just add knowledge. Instead, you can use RAG, which will actually provide information to the model, or whenever needed, the model will be able to pull the information from RAG. So that's also possible. In most of the times, you don't need to like fine tune or train a model because that's expensive. And RAG is pretty useful. You can just yeah, make available any kind of data for your model to use using RAG. And it's just kind of, you can think of like a kind of like a plugin collection of information that is available somewhere in a storage, and the model knows how to retrieve information from there. So that's also possible, but you do need fine tune if you see that the model is not performing well for your domain or whatever application you are building. If you see that the problem is with the response of the model, not the data, then you may try to see why the model is not performing, and then try to make it understand more about your domain by providing it training data, providing it information, and keep training it. For example, maybe you want to make an application where it needs to know Bangla language or different Bangla dialects or medical shorthand, then you may need to like train the model with those specific training data so that the model performs better on those things. And yeah, there are also like a smaller model matching. So if you want to also do very specialized task, in those cases you can also take a small model and make it specialized into specialized for your specific task, rather than taking a bigger model, because the more bigger model you take, it will take more resources. Sometimes it's also possible that you are making a very specialized application, and instead of using a like a large broad model, you take a small model, you train it to be expert in your wanted domain, and just use that as small model. In that case, it's possible that a 2 billion model will perform better rather than a 26 billion model. And as I have said in the previous time, that for fine tuning or model training, you can use Colab. because as it says here, E4V or 12V runs on a free Colab GPU, and they also support notebooks and couple of other things. And even if you want more resources in Colab GPUs, GPU pricings are actually very low, or it's very much affordable in Colab. And for the hackathon, I can provide just to some suggestions that try to find out solutions that you face in your real life, in your own area or in your own country. So focus on maybe solving a local problem because you know the problem better. And maybe if you talk with other people or from your knowledge about the environment, it would be easier to find a solution for that problem. And focus on first try to build a POC working demo, and then see how you can polish it and keep iterating it to make itself better. And to start with, just use Gemma along with Google AI Studio. But if you need privacy or don't want to send your data to the internet, at that time you can try to run Gemma online. If you are very much concerned about your data, then don't use a closed API, because then you will have to send your data to them and you don't know how they will use your data. And the first thing is like build a demo first, try to understand, get something working, and then keep improving it. I think, yeah, that's all. But let me show just another demo before I close the session down. So I have written this Python code here, which will actually work like a chat interface. So as long as you keep sending messages to Gemma, it will keep responding us back. So it's just in a loop. And if I right quit exit or do a interruption using my keyboard, the session will close down. So we can try it out. So we'll run our demo in chat mode. So it's saying that, okay, I'm chatting with this model, so I can ask it, and the response is going back to this model using the package that we are using. And you can see it responses me back, and as it's in a loop, unless I type wire quit or I just close the session, we'll be able to keep chatting with Gemma. So maybe I can just ask it some question. Yeah, it's answering me, and here you can also see it does not have access to this kind of information, so it's not going to answer me. But maybe I can ask something else. Help me plan a day trip to Amsterdam. Let's see if we can provide some good response. So mostly another thing that you saw that here we have asked a question to Gemma, but it was unable to answer it because it does not know my location. It does not have any access to real-time weather information. But if you want that in your application, Gemma should be able to answer this question, then it's also possible that in your application you get the user location, and then in your system prompt you pass the location to Gemma. Then Gemma will know your location. It's also possible that you create a function on your own in your application, which actually calls to a third party service to get the real time weather information. And you can then tell Gemma in the system prompt that if you want to get weather information, you can call this method. Then Gemma will be able to like know your location, and Gemma will be able to also use your application codes function to actually get the information and provide a response. So it's all up to how you plan the prompts and you provide the necessary information to the model. Model will not have everything in its hand most of the times, but if you want, you can do the things more for the model and provide the result to the model back. Then model will be able to answer those questions. But yeah, as I have asked a question and it was actually able to, yeah, give me a full day trip plan. So yeah, that's mostly it. And there are some things I think that's not relevant, but yeah, if you want to try this out more, you can visit aistudio.google.com, where I have shown you how to just play with it. You can play with it. Then here are some resources where you can get more information about the Gemma. It's available, Gemma weights or how to run it locally using Olama. So these are also available. And yeah, I think that's it. And if you have any questions, I'll try to answer now. Yeah, all clear, or do you guys have any question? Yes, you can unmute yourself and ask.
What does the timeline looks like tomorrow? For example, when will the event end, or when will we have to submit it? What's the deadline of the submission? Do we have to submit through a YouTube video, or do we have to just give a demonstration in person?
I think even you can answer this better. Hello, are you there, Ivan?
Sorry, but I didn't hear you.
Okay, okay. He was asking about the hackathon timeline.
So I'm not sure if you're participating online or offline, but if it's offline, it might start around like we're gonna start checking in at 10 a.m. and it would end around like 5 or 6. But if you're online, it would start at like 9 for you. So we want to give you a head start. For in-person people, they will be more focused on like doing this stuff hands-on, and you're gonna be like participating all by yourself or like collaborating with your team via Meet or Zoom. So I know it's gonna be hard for you. So I just wanted to give you guys like an hour extra so you guys could work on like your solution.
Some of my teammates won't be able to participate offline. So can they just be on Zoom call and participate online?
Yeah, that's fine.
And what about the demonstration? Should we have to demo in person, or do we have to
You
make a
don't have to
YouTube link?
demo. You can just write down the description or like post a notebook on Kaggle, and we would be able to read it from there.
Okay, okay. Thanks.
Any more questions for Chuan Bhai? All right, we got one. Go ahead, bro. Unlock. Ali bhai, আপনার নেটওয়ার্কে গেছে। সমস্যা, we can't hear you properly. আপনি
Yeah,
টেক্সট লিখে দিতে পারেন।
yeah, it was like AI was talking.
Yeah, so আলিফ ভাইয়ের কোয়েশ্চেন এখানে দেওয়া আছে, do we have to make the application using Gemma or just to include this? So you can just include this, honestly. You don't have to use it. I mean, on the back end, yeah, we definitely need it on the back end, but it's encouraged, like you should be able to use it while you're building, but you don't have to, like, it's not necessary. Like Shumbai said, you should probably follow that.
By the way, what's the deadline of submission?
For everyone, tomorrow.
What's the time specifically?
We're gonna let you know the time, like in the morning. So we wanna make sure like the judges are also available, because some judges might want to leave early. So we want to make sure like they are there while we do the judging. And just to be fair, like the judging is gonna happen simultaneously at the same time. So in person and online, you both are gonna be working on the same problem, but like for the different price pool. So for online there is $1,000. For offline there is $1,000. And another thing that I want to mention, like the price is going to be distributed by Google directly, and they're going to use Payoneer. Payoneer. So if you know someone who has an account, or if you have one, and if you win, it's better for you just to know ahead in the time.
When will the results be published?
We'll try to publish it tomorrow, as soon as the offline round is done. But if we take some time, we might want to publish it a day later. But we want to make sure like we do it the same day for everyone. And the prizes, we don't know how it's going to be distributed to you guys. We're just going to report it back to Google, and they're going to do it.
By same day, do you mean on venue or later on via email or something else?
Yeah, we're gonna, for offline participants, we're gonna do it on the venue, like at the venue.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Okay,
you.
so I'm gonna ask a silly question, by the way. Like, will the prize that will be distributed to only the UIU students, or like
What?
the $1,000 you have mentioned?
I said like there's like two separate sections. For 1,000 is just online participants. So all the universities are allowed to participate. Anyone can win. We don't really care who wins. We want to see like how creative you guys can get. Like we have a specific problem set that you guys are going to get tomorrow, and you would be like building solutions around that.
Yeah.
And for the offline, like that's just going to be for UI.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Okay. Is it enough for all my team to in the meeting, or do you need to screen record or provide any proof? I want to.
I'm not sure. Could you please elaborate again?
Is it enough for all my teammates to be present in the online meeting, or do we need to screen record it or any proof?
Not really. Like take screenshots and like post it just to make sure like people know that you're doing it. But we don't require any proof, so you're fine. Like you can just work with your team however you wish.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, the problem set is going to be posted on Kaggle. In fact, it is already posted, but we just haven't made it public. So we're gonna launch it tomorrow morning and make it public so everyone can see it. And we're gonna mail it to you directly so you get it on time. By the way, like for offline participants, we're gonna have another session tomorrow. So like if someone didn't join, if any of your friends missed the session, we are gonna have the recording. I'm gonna upload it right after this meeting. But we're gonna also have an in-person session tomorrow. So hopefully you guys are gonna learn some more about it. Like if you have more questions, like just to give you a head start.
By the way, I have another question. You said something about that we will be given a specific problem set. By problem set, do you mean we will be given a particular niche, or we will be given several objectives and, for example, education, innovation, and things like that?
No, we're gonna give like a specific niche, probably like a very specific topic that you're gonna be working on. Let's say like I want you to build an app around education, like how students study. So a specific scenario I'm gonna explain, and you're gonna be building something around that. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Any more questions? If there are none, I guess like that is the end of the session. And I just wanted to take a moment and like thank Shuman Bhai for like coming to this session and like teaching you guys, helping us, sharing his knowledge and like answering all the questions you probably had. And thank you all for joining in. And like if you guys comfortable, like we can take a screenshot, like meet fee, like Zoom fee, it's meet fee. So if you are interested, you can turn on your camera and like let's take a picture together just to make this memorable. Only if you are in a comfortable position to do so. Like you don't have to do it, but we both can take screenshots. So if you wanna just turn on your camera, we can take a screenshot.
Yeah, we can raise our hand, by the way.
Oh, gross. Someone turned on his camera. Like he has a filter on. Okay, I see someone turn on his camera. Okay, okay, that's interesting. All right, I'm gonna count from 10 to 1 and we're gonna take a screenshot like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Don't send any more reacts. It's gonna. Okay, I took one. Let's do another one. 3, 2, 1. Done. Thank you all for joining in. Hopefully, we're gonna have some fun tomorrow. And like, thank you so much, Moon Bhai, for joining in and helping us. I know the time was very short, and I'm really glad that you were able to make it and like teach them something.
Yeah, thanks everyone, and all the best.
Well, hi, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, so I have another question, like where this is gonna happen? I mean, in which room? Have you mentioned that?
For UIU, it's gonna be in the multipurpose hall. So you'll get an email tonight. I think the club is working on that. It's on their end actually. I'm not the one who's handling stuff at UIU. I'm just looking after the online part mostly, but the club is gonna take care of you guys. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm gonna turn off the recording.